Hi there, welcome to Shrove Tuesday. Well, I've got my pinny on, so what does that mean? Yep, I'm going to be baking. I'm going to be baking pancakes. I'm a wee bit late in getting started. I'm sure most of you have already done your pancakes. But before I show you how I make my pancakes, I'd like to share with you what I think Shrove Tuesday is actually all about. Well, Christians, that's people who believe in God and Jesus. At this time of year, they think of all the things that they might have done that would have made God and Jesus a bit sad or angry. Sometimes when you do something a wee bit naughty that you know you shouldn't do, how does that make you feel? Make you feel a bit sad as well? Well, Christians will pray to God to forgive them and say, I'm so sorry, please forgive me for all the wrong things that I've done and all the naughty things that I've done. Now that's like you saying to your mummy or your dad or your friends, oh, I'm really sorry for making you sad. And that way, it makes you feel better, doesn't it? So if you're forgiven, if somebody says, it's okay, that's okay, I'll forgive you, as long as you don't do it again, and you'll say, oh yes, I promise I'll really try to be good. And that's what Christians are saying to God at this time of year. It does make people feel a wee bit better if you do say sorry and admit that you've done something wrong. Shrove Tuesday is actually the day before another Christian time in the year called Lent. And it's a time where Christian people decide they're not going to eat fancy food like butter, fish, chocolate, milk, eggs, cheese. And you know, they decide not to eat that for a whole 40 days. 40 days, my goodness, that's a long time. Imagine not having, say, a Tunnock's tea cake for 40 days, or a McDonald's and a milkshake, or a hot chocolate for 40 days. Well, that's a long time, isn't it? Well, that's what some Christians did, and some still do. And to make sure that they're not tempted to have a wee nibble over these 40 days, all the food, like the eggs and the milk and the butter, were all eaten up on Shrove Tuesday, so that there was nothing left in the house for them to have a little, oh, I'll just go and have a wee bit of chocolate or something. It was all used up on Shrove Tuesday. And that's why we make pancakes, because pancakes are made using eggs and milk with a little bit of flour added. Flour it is. And they're all mixed together to make pancakes. And that's why Shrove Tuesday is a day about making pancakes. So I have my flour and my eggs and my milk all laid out here, but I'm going to have to move the camera to let you see how I cook them. Okay, so I'll be back in a wee minute once I get organised, okay? See you in a minute. Right, that's me back. Now, you're not going to see much of me, hopefully, this time, but you can see my ingredients for baking or cooking, making the pancakes. Now, I've got my big bowl, okay, big bowl, and remember we said there was flour in the pancakes? Now, flour is actually, here's a little story for you, flour is made from this stuff here, which is called wheat. Now, some of you maybe know that wheat is what farmers grow in the field over the summertime when there's lots of sunshine and a bit of rain as well, and they grow the wheat like this. Look, there's the wheat growing in the fields, and that's green. That's not ready for harvesting. That means gathering in. Here's a close-up of what the wheat looks like when it's growing. And there's a big picture of the field of wheat, and the farmer will go out and say, oh, look at that beautiful golden colour, that's ready to harvest, that's ready to gather in. So he gathers in the wheat and it's sent off to a special factory called a mill, where all this is ground into flour. And I've got flour, and you can actually see a picture of the mill where this flour is made. think it's down in England somewhere. Yeah, Essex. So there's the mill where this flour was made. Now I'm going to need 8 spoonfuls of this flour. Okay, so 8 spoonfuls. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that enough? No. 6. What comes after 6? 7. And last one, 8. Okay, now I'm using my granny's recipe. There's my granny's recipe. It's very fancy writing, isn't it? And she's got all the ingredients and the quantities. That's how much I need to use written down on her recipe. My granny's name was Elizabeth, by the way. Right, so that's the flour. And I'm going to make sweet pancakes, so I'm going to put this stuff in, which is called sugar. Quite a lot of sugar. I'm maybe not going to put as much as that in. I think I'll just put a little bit in. I'm going to over here and get a spoon and mix the flour and the sugar together. Can you see that in my bowl? Now, to make the batter, pancakes are made from batter. I've got to get all that put together, so I'm going to use one of these, an egg. Where do we get eggs from? We get eggs from hens. Hens give us eggs, so do ducks. This is a hen's egg, and actually our ducks in Bardykes Farm Nursery have started to lay eggs, so we'll get some beautiful sponges. Maybe I'll show you how to make a sponge one day. So I'm going to crack my egg into the middle of the flour and the sugar. I'm not going to use a spoon because it would take too long. I'm going to use this special machine, and that's called a hand mixer. And it's going to be noisy. It's going to be noisy, so I hope you can see what's going to happen. There we go. Mix the egg in. Now what I have to start doing now is add the milk as well. Okay, so I'm going to add the milk a little at a time. Keep mixing. Look, you see the flour puffing up. More milk. And more milk. Just under half a pint of milk. Can you see that? Get all the flour. Make sure all the flour is mixed in. Oh, there we go. That's a funny noise when it hits the side of the middle, isn't it? Now, can I let you in a secret? I'm not very good at making pancakes. And Alexandra's watching me here. She knows. They don't look very good, but they taste yummy, don't they, Alex? So, hope that's okay. It looks maybe a bit runny, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right, I'll just get rid of this. Now, so there is it all mixed up together. Okay. Right, I'm going to stop the video for a wee minute, move the camera again so you can see how I cook them. Right, back in a minute. Right, so I'm back and I've got my pan ready. Actually, remember I told you that I'm not very good at making pancakes. Alexandra and I had a wee cheat while we were moving the camera, and they're not too bad. That's the first 3. Actually, I burnt the other side, but they're not bad at all. So, my pan is seasoned. That means it's ready, it's hot, and it's got a bit of butter in it so that the pancakes don't stick. Now here we have the batter. Okay, and I'm using a ladle to spoon it out. So I'm going to try and do 4 pancakes in this pan for you. 1. Oh, spreading out a bit. 2. A little less batter. Oh, maybe just manage 3 in the size of the pan, the size of the pancakes. So there's 3. 1, 2, 3. They're all pretty much the same size, do you think? Now, I don't know if you can see it, but as it cooks, there's little bubbles going to appear on the top of the pancake. And the more bubbles there are, that means it's getting cooked underneath, because that's the hot bit of the pan. Right, that's the hot bit of the pan. So this bit here you can see sizzling a wee bit. There's a big bubble. Can you see that big bubble there? So we'll let it bubble for a wee bit. Oh, there's some of the bubbles are bursting. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what's happening. I'm sure some of you guys are better at making pancakes than I am. Right, so not ready for turning yet, I don't think. No, still a wee bit soft. A wee bit wibbly wobbly, see that? Oh, that one's nowhere near ready. But see, can you see the bubbles there? They're bubbling quite nicely. Right, what do you think? Ready for flipping one? I'm not going to toss flip it, I'm just going to flip it with this. This is called a spatula. Slide it underneath and over we go. Oh, that's not too bad. What do you think? Could be a wee bit darker maybe. I've not got it on too hot a heat. It's hard on the agar to get it gauged just the right heat, the right temperature, but I think that'll be fine because you don't want it too burnt. But I think that looks okay. Alex, what do you think? Alex is nodding. Alex is nodding. I'll let Alex make some after we go off the camera, I think. Whoops, a daisy. That one's splattered a bit, see that? I wonder if I should put it on a hotter heat. What do you think? Maybe not yet, because it would be too hot. And there, can you see the bubbles on that one? Let's just flip this one over and see what happens. Oh, they're quite pale, but we'll let them cook. We'll let them cook and see what they're like on the other side once I think that they're cooked and ready. I wish you could smell them, children. I can smell the butter, cooking butter. Sometimes people like that, some people don't. Smell not burnt butter but hot butter. Right, there's a bit of smoke coming off now, so that possibly means that they are just about there. And now they're not too thick because my mixture was probably a bit on the thin side. But here's another kind of pancake that I quite like to make. Right, these are made in a big circle and then folded over with lemon and sugar, and these are called crepes, and that's the kind of pancakes that they have. Well, anybody can have them, but in France you get crepes. Alexander likes crepes with chocolate spread in them. But I'm maybe going to make some to make a savoury dish with them, with some mince called cannelloni. Oh dear, that's not very. I'm going to put it onto the hotter one to see what happens here. Because this side of the cooker is much hotter than this side. I'll give them a wee blast on the hot side, see if we can get the colour up a wee bit. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me with my pancake making today. As I say, I'm not the best pancake maker, but I'm looking forward to having one of these with a cup of coffee. Maybe put some butter and jam on mine. And enjoy the rest. Oh look, there's a better colour. Enjoy the rest of your Shrove Tuesday, and maybe if you've been making pancakes you can put them onto the parents page, the nursery parent page, and let us see how you've got on. Okay, well thanks very much. I'm going to just take them off now, put them on there beside the other ones, and that's that. So now you know a little bit about Shrove Tuesday and Lent and how pancakes are made and why we make pancakes on Shrove Tuesday. Okay, so I'm going to bend down and say bye. Right Jessica, what are we making today?
Pancakes.
Right, and we've got one in the frying pan and a little bit of butter. And then what are you going to eat your pancake with?
Maple syrup.
Okay.
And look, it's a bubble there.
Yes,
bubble round the edges.
That's right. That means it's cooking. So what have we got to be very careful of?
The pan.
Yeah, why?
Because it's really hot.
It is very hot. But it has to be hot to cook, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look at the bubbles again, shall we? Wow, look at those bubbles. Do you think it's ready for turning over yet?
Nah.
No? Do you think we need some more bubbles? Only half of it's got bubbles on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait till we see if any more appear. Tell me if you can see more coming. Tell me, is it making a noise when it's cooking?
It's making a noise when it's cooking.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it doing?
It's making that noise. The bubbles.
It's going
Sizzle, sizzle.
sizzle, sizzle. I'm going to move the pan over a wee bit. See if we can get the bubbles on the other bit of the pancake batter. No, it's called batter when you mix the milk and the sugar and the eggs together. And the flour, it's called batter. Can you say that word?
Batter.
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 And these are Scotch pancakes that we're making.
Yeah.
Some people in England call them drop scones, but these are Scotch pancakes. And I'm going to have mine with butter and jam and a cup of coffee. Right, what do you think now, Jessica? Should we try and flip it?
Yeah.
Okay, right, let's see if we can video this without making a mess. Right, here we go. Right, do it together. Might be ready. This side's not bubbling. And under we go, and over. Oh, well, it's started to cook, but this is the side that wasn't bubbling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, we'll leave it on like that for a wee minute.
Yeah.
Is your tummy rumbling?
Yeah.
Give me pancakes.
It said that.
Is that what it said?
Yeah. Just how do we rumble?
A rumble. In the
Rumble when I tumble. I like that line.
Tell the boys and girls what kind of cooker it is that Super Gran uses.
A big one.
What's it called?
A pan.
No, the cooker. What's the cooker called?
An oven. Aga.
That's an Aga. Yeah, and the Aga's on all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is a pan, and it's a
This
big pan.
This is a pan, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a pan nursery garden where you cook things, and it's really big, and I can't even lift it. It just flaps in my face.
Right, on you go and get your plate.
I hope it's ready.
It'll not be long.
I just want food.
Right, just bring your plate, leave your cutlery on the table. Oh wow, look at that. No, stay down, it's okay. I'm going to put it on your plate for you. Right.
Right. Ew.
Okay.
I love that.
Enjoy. Right, on you go. Let's see you eating it.
Get me
There's Alex going to help you with the syrup.
I think you'll need that, Alex. Because I love maple syrup.
Not too much.
Not too much.
Great helper, Alexandra. Right, what's it going to taste? Is it going to taste or
It smells yum.
Smells yum. Alex, you've had your two, haven't you? This is actually Jessica's second one.
I should eat it
Yeah,
already.
eat it. Well, let's see your face when you put it in your mouth. Is it going to be horrible or lovely?
Is it going to be? Or is it going to be? Oh, we got it. Just look at it. My face.
You had syrup on yours, Alex, but what's your favourite thing on pancakes?
Chocolate spread.
Chocolate spread? What did we have at the cottage? Can you remember?
Maple syrup and bacon.
Yummy. Bacon and maple syrup. Yum, yum. And look at Jessica's face. I think that was really, really nice. Well done, Jessica. 2 thumbs up. Right, say bye-bye to your friends.
Bye.